This particular video was a making of mine that was a dream for 4 years. Truthfully, I have been wanting to do something like this for so long, but never really had the full skill set, expertise, and belief that I could make something like this happen. Well, I can tell you, I finally debuted it on the 19th of January. Now, there is so much connected with this, and I'd like to actually break it down for you. This particular video isn't just about who I am and what I do. It's actually letting you know a little bit of where I came from, why I'm doing this, and how I went along my own journey to get me to where I am today. And it's a pretty brave journey, if you ask me. So are you ready for my story? Here we go. On December 21st of 2017, I made the biggest and bravest decision of my life. I decided to walk away from completing suicide. For those of you that know me, I am a pretty happy-go-lucky, bubbly chick. I am always there to help, always optimistic. And for a while there, it was all a facade. This is who I am, who I want to be on a regular basis. But the truth is, behind the scenes, it's not always like that for us. I share this with you because when I started to finally share this story with other people, it's when I started to really get to know the people in my life and the struggles that they were going through too. It was that day I felt really alone, hopeless, overwhelmed. But I'm learning now that's not the case. There's a lot of us out there, and there's a lot of help and support too. In this video, you'll see me at a shoreline. That very shoreline is the place I decided to walk away from completing suicide. It was my deepest, darkest time. And that particular place now is my place of strength. I go there to celebrate, to journal through some of my most creative and exciting, biggest goals, to reflect. I find it as a place of strength now, which is not always the case for some of us. But for me, it is. So, I'm taking you through a journey in this video, taking you to a place that is super private and has held, and it's been a placeholder really for me, of some of my darkest times to some of my most celebrated times. It is a place that is very important to me. And I hope that you have a place that holds really good importance to you. A place that is positive, whether it held a place of weakness or not, it doesn't matter. You really do need to have that power place. That place where you can go to and do the things that I've done with mine. So the next part in this video that is captured are some shots with my daughter, or me and my daughter. And that's a really important one too, because it was actually her that really, in my mind, had me walk away from completing the suicide. Really wanted to have as much of a fulfilling life for her and not to have this be a part of her world, but also because she was so much positive for me then as she is now. And there's so many things that I want to see continue for her and to be there for her too. And let me tell you, mental health in my family is absolutely important. We have gone through so much, and it is something that's a constant process, is what I can say. It's never just a one and done and off you go. It is something that you have to constantly maintain, is your mental health. And if you don't have that, you don't have your wealth at the end of the day. The other thing that's really important in this video is the next capture where I am skydiving. People ask me all the time, would you do it again? I'm like, in a heartbeat. The skydiving was symbolic of me healing. And the deep sense of adrenaline rush to awe and amazement to the deepest sense of relaxation was the exact shock I needed to my system to help me celebrate and let go of my past. And I gotta say that one more time, letting go of my past. That is who I was. That's not necessarily who I am today. I have the ability to be anybody that I want to be right now. And I have the choice to change that, to be that, and do whatever I need to make it for me. So I encourage you to check the video because you're going to see my lakeshore, you're going to see my daughter, and you're also going to experience that healing symbolism of skydiving too. Through that, then you'll start seeing a bit of my morning routine that I started creating for myself. And this morning routine has evolved. And this morning routine actually is something that I know I've done podcast episodes on in the past, but I've been doing it for about 8 to 9 years now. And it has continued to evolve and change and maneuver as I have needed to evolve, change, and maneuver. And as things have changed in my life, I've adapted those to make sure that that is still very much in alignment with what I ground myself with and how I start my day. My deepest sense of freedom was starting to take flight, a place of possibility, happiness, abundance, color, and inner peace. You're only but a decision away from disrupting your usual and making meaningful change. You don't necessarily need a video to symbolize this, but to take some time to really recognize where you've come from and where you've gone. I go through and I introduce you guys to some pretty significant people in my world. So 3 particular clients, Nikita, Carrie, Dylan, who have really inspired me in so many different ways. Their stories, where they've come from, where they're going, the things that they have accomplished in the time that they've even been with me. I'm so grateful to have been a part of their journey. The interesting part though, and the fun fact, I guess, about this particular video is I specifically asked Baris. He is the creative person that put all of my dreams to life visually. So Baris Alkis from Baris Alkis Media. I'll make sure his contact information is also in the show notes for you. I had requested that I not be present during the recordings of the conversations. And as we were preparing what our storyboards were going to look like for all of the video, one of the things that we both very much agreed on was that we wanted this conversation between him and my client to be genuine and authentic. It to actually be a conversation and not scripted and not something that was prepared for. And so this is what we really, really focused on. So literally what I did is, as we were, spent our whole day filming, I would go in, introduce the 2 of them, made sure they got comfortable and had everything they needed. And then I just said, adios, I'll see you guys later. You let me know when you're all done. And the reason for that was I wanted it to come across authentic. And me being present, maybe they would not feel as comfortable in saying something or felt the need to say something different. So it was really important that I didn't know. Now, I also requested that I not see any of that footage until the final viewing of the video. These individuals would be, without them fully knowing it, affirming that I made the right choice to brave the changes I needed to make, and to really feel the impact emotionally and, of course, physically too, in so many different ways. So that video and those testimonials I didn't get to see until earlier in January. And I would be lying if I told you I didn't cry when I first seen it. It was evidence for me to see that from darkness can come light. From uncertainty can come beauty. And from deep and dark places, you can find your place of strength. And find the people that align with that too. My mess became my message. And the beauty of what I do is helping people find that message too.
The whole experience has been
supportive,
great,
enlightening.
Prior to working with Jess,
My initial hesitation with coaching was keeping on with the investment.
I thought that it was going to be like any other session where somebody just sits and listens to me, but Jess really took the time to not only listen, but help me with my journey.
I had my doubts about finding another coach due to conflicts of interest in the past.
She just has this ability to, as I said, be exactly what you need in the moment. And so for me, she's really helped me take myself to the next level.
Jess is somebody that's more than just a coach. She's also a friend. She's somebody that can simplify my life, makes my problems kind of go away and works through them with me, and somebody that's always supportive and there for me whenever I need her.
Working with Jess has really helped me organize my life a lot. She's just helped me put a lot of my emotions intact and make my feelings make sense. Get rid of a lot of distractions with things that are already going to bug me, and she's really helped me just manage my emotional scale.
I'm going to introduce you this year to some pretty amazing individuals that have also made crazy, crazy changes. And I say crazy, but meaning that for them to make even the smallest change was massive for them. So, what is your first action on that goal that you have been procrastinating on, putting back on that bookshelf and just letting create dust? What do you need to dust off and start living today? And who are you needing to put in place to help you make that happen? Let me tell you, this video wasn't a solo act. Well, we know that I sat on that dream for how long on my own. All of a sudden, when I started incorporating people that really inspired and moved me and helped them apply the things that they were great at and doing really amazing things in, is when the magic started to happen. So you don't have to do it alone. It's something that I feel like I'm saying a lot more lately, is that it's better when done together. And I hope my video can provide some of that for you. And I really would love your feedback and your insight, and I want to stay connected with you. And I want to know, what is it for you that you're going to do, both big or small, that's going to help make movement in the areas that really just keep gravitating to you, those goals that just keep bubbling up to the top, the universe that just keeps screaming out that you should be doing something different, or trying this, or going for that. What if you did? I'm going to tell you, what if I did? And where I've landed isn't exactly where I expected, but it was better. It is better. And I'm incredibly grateful for making those brave decisions, big, small. They were not always perfect. There were definitely some times of backstepping, even procrastination and just staying there, paralysis. Whew, of course, absolutely. The fear of being a fraud. It'll all come, but they're all temporary, those feelings, those emotions, those experiences. Keep pushing through them. I guarantee you what's on the other side is worth it. So I usually leave you with a piece of homework at the end of every episode. This one, I want you to go watch that video. Watch it again if you already have. Maybe it's going to hold something more for you. Maybe it's going to encourage you to take that next step. Let's start the conversation and create action. It's your time. So what did you think of the episode? If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And also make sure that you subscribe. Hitting that bell can also make sure that I am going to notify you every time a new episode comes.